Hello everyone, welcome back to Mage Knight, one of my favorite board games of all time. In the top two? Unclear where this ranks relative to Space Alert. And there are lots of other great board games. Spirit Island, top notch. Okay, put it in my top three. I don't want to decide between those three. But I don't know. I wanted to play some Mage Knight, and so here we are. If you haven't played it before, there's a decent number of videos of it on my channel, and don't buckle up. It's going to be a long one. Mage Knight games usually take me like 3 hours, but it's one of the best board games ever made for solo gameplay. It plays fine, with multiple people, but it even plays well with multiple people. But it's standout in how well it plays with one player as a kind of board gameized adventure game, I guess. Somewhere in between like D&D and a board game. I don't know. It's not really D&D at all. But we're playing a Mage Knight, wandering about through the countryside. Well, you'll just see, or just go watch old videos if you care. I'm just playing solo conquest. I don't play often enough to really remember what a good difficulty setting for me is. But the default settings are city level 5 and city level 8, so I just turned those both up by 3 to make it harder. I'm sure I've beaten games as hard as this. I don't remember how much harder I've beaten. And I could probably lose. It's probably possible. But honestly, like, Mage Knight isn't about the winning or the losing to me. It's about the constant... Let's just hit start. And I decided, let's give myself a treat. I'll play as Arethia instead of random. It's about the kind of constant little mini puzzles that you present yourself as the game goes on. Everything you need to do, there's a million different... I don't know. There's always ways you could optimize it. There's figuring out a general plan, executing it well. Anyway, so that's more important to me than specifically winning and losing. I don't want it to be a stomp, but as long as there's interesting decisions, the difficulty level is fine. Even if I win most of the time or lose most of the time. I don't know, that's not true. I don't like losing. I want the hardest difficulty I can win, not the easiest difficulty I lose. Whereas some games, I don't feel that way, right? Like, roguelikes, I want a hard difficulty that I lose at most of the time, and then when I win, it's a real triumph, and I get good enough to win regularly or whatever. So anyway, here we are. Six rounds. We're going to be exploring a countryside, well, a map. Green countryside tiles, black core tiles. And the goal of the game is to conquer the 2 cities, as I recall. It should say up here, right? No, this is just settings. Okay. But the scenario is conquest. Somewhere it should tell me what this scenario is. But, I mean, the goal is just to conquer the 2 cities. I just don't remember where it tells me that. "30-degree rotation, you recommend?" Okay, I mean, I like 90, but can you get this shit out of the way? This mod? Oh, runs its own turn system, I know. Okay, I can't see the rotation right now, so... There we go. I like 90, but... No, I like 45, actually. But 30 is fine, if you insist. So, yeah, there's going to be 6 rounds that we're going to go through this. A day and a night, a day and a night, a day and a night. And so each round we start choosing a tactic here to begin the day with. And I'm not going to go, like... I'm not going to explain in excruciating detail what all the rules are, because there are a lot of them. And once you learn them, they're not that complicated, but going through them all from the beginning is very hard. And I've done that once or twice on the channel. You can watch some of the earlier Mage Knight videos if you want more of an explanation of how the game works. This seems like a decent hand, right? Any chance... Like, I would like to get here, probably. And then fight these guys soon. So that would require moving 2, 4, 7, which I could do by powering improv and playing both moves. It'd be hard to crystallize something. Or I suppose by powering a move and playing improv in a move. Yeah, that's what would make more sense. Power the march. So I don't really want planning if that's what I'm doing. Mana Steal in a solo game is kind of not what you want to be doing. It is a way to ensure you have one more mana eventually, but I don't know. I mean, this one makes more sense in competitive games, which is not Mage Knight's forte. You can play it, but it's not what it's popular for. Playing and Greatsword are generally the best. I don't think I really need any of them right now, though. I might just go for Early Bird. Because this is kind of the worst one to have in the pool, and if you claim it now, it won't be offered later. I think Mana Steal is the other reasonable choice, but... Well, I could make use of the Mana Steal right away, actually. I could leave the one card in my hand to be Crystallize, and then crystallize the mana that I steal. Yeah, why not? And the dummy has chosen Rethink, so he gets to go first. So the dummy is here as kind of a pace setter. The game was sort of designed around competitive play, and they only then... I'll get this out of here. They only then... It turned out that the community likes playing it cooperatively more, generally speaking. But so the dummy is there to kind of simulate one of the features of competitive play, which is pacing. If your opponents are playing around quickly, you have to play quickly as well to avoid losing value. And so here the dummy randomly sets the pace of play in a way that doesn't really matter very much. We just, when the dummy's out of cards, we want to run out of cards pretty quickly as well. Oh, I should have stolen a mana first. It'll be green. There you go. But I'm about to spend it, so it's fine. I'll power a march, play a stamina, and improvise discarding my determination to get move. So I'm powering this for the strong effect. Move 4. You get access to 1 die from the source per turn. So that's... I'm getting a green mana to make this move 4 instead of 2. This one is unpowered, so it's just move 2. This one, I discard another card, determination, to get move 3. So that's move 7. Which is enough to move 2, 4, 7, ending on this tile. And I will immediately crystallize... Does that make sense? Is that stupid? Why should I crystallize the mana? It's already in my pocket, right? Maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe I should just discard the crystallize. Like, it's a way to turn a Mana Steal and a card into a crystal, but I probably will find a way to use this mana anyway. It would be nice to get it back into the source and start circulating, I guess, but I don't think I'll do that. I think I'll hang on to the green mana and a useful combat card for what I expect to be a combat next turn. So that's the end of my turn. And draw back up to 5, and the dummy gets to go. This time it drew blue, which, since it has several blue crystals, means it goes through the deck more quickly. Unlucky for us, but not a huge problem. And, I mean, certainly, the whole reason I'm here is to fight you, so let's make that my turn. The source is red, so the combat's easy. I'll spend the gold mana that I get from starting on a glade as blue to block 5. That this here says it attacks for 3, so I'm blocking 5, taking no damage. Then I have to come up with 3 damage myself, which is easy. I'll spend my die from the source to make this attack 4. And he's dead, so we defeat him. Sadly, that's like the easiest enemy in the whole universe, and so... Actually... Could I could have not played my determination, but then I would have taken 2 wounds and only healed 1 of them, so I guess that's not a good idea. Alright. You get to heal a wound for free if you end your turn in the glade. But there's no way for me to take just 1 wound conveniently. I would have to take 2. Oh, I didn't even look at who's for sale at the village. Scouts. Alright. They're fine. Well, I want to get going to this village and buy the scouts. Or at least I want that to be an option. Green in the source, huh? But also gold. So I'd sort of like to spend my green stolen die to move and then explore, and then spend gold from the source as red to threaten to buy the scouts. But I mean, nobody ever likes powering threaten because the reputation does matter, right? So what else could I do? I could try to traipse over here, but heading into the desert during the day is a bad idea, I suspect. Could go this way, but who knows what's there. Whereas here, I do know there's scouts. I can buy them. Yeah, I should make use of threaten while I can, even if it costs me a little reputation. Oh, I have gold here. That's right. Right. So this gold can power my threaten if I want. Which means I can use green from the source on my march. So move 2, and then 2 more to explore this is 4. Okay. I do like mazes, and having a scout for a maze doesn't seem like a bad idea. I still think I should buy these scouts. Yeah, okay, so I'll play the threaten powered. What are my green cards remaining? Mostly just concentrate, right? I've used both marches. This is my tranquility. The starting deck is 16 cards, right? 4 of each color. Is that true? 11 and 5, 16. Yeah. So if you can think of 4 cards in a color, that's all of them. 2 marches, tranquility, and my concentrate. So all this will be good for is my concentrate, and that's what I want it for. But just want to make sure I don't waste it. Anyway, so this will give me 5 influence, but I lose a reputation at end of turn. And the only thing I can buy from the village is scouts, cost 4. So once per round, you can activate a unit. Each unit you have can be activated once per round. Currently, I only have space for 1 unit because of these guys, but as I get more fame, I will attract more followers. Nothing to do with these guys right now, so just end turn. Yeah, process the dummy. Okay. You have 2 cards left, huh? All right, I'm doing fine on pace. Oh, that's right, I'm a Arethia Maniple. Not the greatest when there's only 2 dice in the source because I put 1 here. My concentration is down there, huh? If you plunder, do you get 2 cards? It's 2 cards. I'd like to head into the maze. I reckon I should be able to handle whatever's there, right? Probably? I don't know. Maybe not. Because I have to use like my scouts to move 2, and then one of my swiftnesses to move 2, and then I'm in a bit of danger. I could plunder. I don't like torching my reputation so much so quickly, of course. So when you're on a village, you can start your turn by plundering it, drawing 2 cards but losing a reputation. 2 cards for concentrate would be real nice. What are the rewards for a maze? In the middle one, you get a spell. Flame Wall is fine. Oh, I love Offering. I'm such an Offering fanboy. Okay. I don't need friends, right? Let's just not burn down this monastery, and that'll make up for all the plundering I'm doing. I have plundered the village. There's my concentrate. And a promise I don't really need. This last card is stamina, isn't it? It is. Okay. Would have kind of liked to have that right now instead of my tranquility, for example. But can't have everything. Yeah, I'm going to use my scouts to move 2, putting me on the maze. And I'll choose to move 4? Oh, it's so hard to do that, though. That's why I wanted my stamina. I want these swiftnesses as my attacks. Okay, so I guess, all right, I will move 4, but I'll do it like this. 2, you can play any card sideways for 1 of any of the 4 basic resource types. Move, attack, block, influence. So I'm going to move 4 this way. So the way the maze works... yeah, I spend my action to enter the maze. I choose my scouts to be the unit who come with me. I can't activate them this round because I've already done it, so they won't be able to use any of their abilities, but if necessary, I can assign damage to them. Then move 2, 4, or 6. I choose 4. And spend these 4 moves. Then draw a brown enemy, which the mod will do for me, and fight it. Okay. This is not ideal. I wish I had more move. Like, I wish I had the other swiftness. Because I can't... Yeah, I wish I had this back, too. Maybe I shouldn't have... Maybe I should have used Mana Pull sideways? Because, like, what am I doing with all this mana? Yeah, that's true. I was hoping for, like, a Medusa that I could just snipe, but that's ambitious. Yeah, I don't know about this. I mean, too late now, of course. But this isn't what I hoped would happen. Am I leveling up twice from this? No, just barely not. Oh, I thought my reputation would be 1 lower. I forgot that I gained reputation for fighting the green guys, so I'm here. Okay, sure. Alright, well... Sadly, even concentrating on swiftness is only ranged attack 5, which can't kill him before he hits me. Really wish I'd drawn that stamina. Also hating this mana steal. Yeah, really, really regretting my... You know what? I'm gonna backtrack this. This is cheating. That's okay. So, like, okay. The way the Mage Knight rules say is, like, you should freely be allowed to take back actions if you haven't learned any new information since you made them. Because it simplifies planning to, like... It's just really a big grind to say everything you play is permanent. By the way, you have to plan 25 moves ahead or something. It's much nicer to play things and say, oh, that didn't work, let's take that back, try something else. In this case, I have learned something new. Specifically, I've learned what enemy I'm fighting. But I kind of allow myself, and it's a solo game, I can do whatever I want. I kind of allow myself to take back actions, even if I've learned something, if I can convince myself that it was the right action no matter what information I had learned. Like, what monster would this have been where Mana Pull would be better? Like, nothing, right? I don't need all that mana. Not with this saved over here, right? Concentrate on something, power something else, that's all I'll ever need. So that's not strictly speaking legal, but that's just how I roll. And it makes this fight a bit better. So I will play cards out of order here. I guess this is what I need to kill him, right? Huh. Which actually means I can't do much about blocking. Maybe I'm just playing these 2 cards sideways? No, that's wrong. Because powering Tranquility is worth more than playing it sideways. So I could block like this and then shoot and play sideways, but that's just worse, right? So I guess we're not blocking anything, which means I could have afforded to move 6, but I didn't know that, of course, and I certainly shouldn't. Here, that information really is new. I shouldn't have known it. So I guess this is the play. So in the blocks phase, because I'm not sniping the enemy down, I have to block or assign all of its damage. I make no blocks. Each of his 3 attacks deals 2 damage. I have only 2 armor, so I take 1 wound from each. Then I move to attacks. Now I actually play the Concentration Rage to attack for 4 plus a bonus. So Concentrate says, when you power it, play another action card, get its stronger version plus 2. So this is attack 6 together. That's enough to kill this guy. The blue thing means he's ice resistant, but it doesn't matter because I'm not using ice. So he's defeated. And at the end of my turn, I will power Tranquility. Oops. Yeah, you can't trick me. I'm playing 45. To remove 2 wounds. Or heal 2 wounds. Heal 2, which means removing 2 wounds from my deck. End turn and level up. Actually, technically, before I level, I should choose my combat rewards, which include the spell. Which, of course, will be offering. I mean, don't get me wrong. Flame Wall, also pretty decent. But offering is my favorite by a mile. Among those 3. And one of my favorites among the whole deck. I suppose I could have assigned a wound to... You know what? I will, actually. One of those wounds I won't take myself. I'm going to assign it to my scouts. No, does that make sense? Do I want a wound in my deck or a wound on my unit? The advantage of a wound on your unit is you can cure it whenever you happen to draw Tranquility, as opposed to having to line the 2 cards up. But also it doesn't clutter up your hand. But it does mean that you can't use your unit for a little while and for the beginning of the round. You know what? I will. I'll put it on the unit. It probably won't be a big deal that I can't use the unit right away, I hope, in the second round. So that's what I'll do. Gain my site conquest rewards. Now I gain a skill and an advanced action. So one of these 3 and one of these 2. What are my skills? Oh, I love these. Well, I love this one specifically. Dark Fire Magic. Gain a red crystal and a red or black mana token. And then I think Ambush is usually pretty good. I like Magic Talent, but I don't think I'm supposed to like it. It's very powerful. It's just very mana hungry. I did just take a skill that gives me mana. But this spell is about to fall off the edge, and these 2 aren't red, so the red mana might not help me at all with Magic Talent. Yeah, I just like ambush. Powerful card. Okay, done. Did we luck out and get red mana here? We didn't. That's a bummer. Oh, but there's some here! I forgot! Oh, I'm so good at this game. Okay, great. Now there's white here, which I guess doesn't really matter. Okay, so how does offering work again? Discard up to 3 cards. Yeah. Okay, so I'll use my once per round skill to produce a red mana crystal, which I can keep, and a red mana token, which I have to spend this turn. I'll spend the red mana token on offering. Gain a red crystal. Discard up to 3 non-wound cards. For each card, gain a crystal of the matching color. I think I should pitch all 3 of these. Let me move to, there we go, the center of the square. I could imagine keeping some of them, but, like, they're all moves, and it would cost 2 cards to move here, so, like, you would have to keep 2 cards, and that just sucks. So I think my hand is absolutely perfect for this. I'm going to discard these 3 cards to gain 1 mana crystal of every color except red, which I already have 2 of. Blue, green, white. Yeah, great first round. A little disappointed with my reputation, but it's not that bad. The dummy has called end of round. I don't have any cards left, so I'm done with the round. Yep. Rethink and Mana Steel gone from the game. And now it's Night 1. I gotta get moving, I feel like. I didn't go that... I don't know. You don't usually... So there's what? 4 countryside and 4... Oh, does it tell me if I mouse over this? No, it would be nice if it did. It's nice here that it tells you how many are left over, but you have... I believe there are 4 core tiles, 2 of which are cities, so there should be 4 countryside tiles left. So by the end of the game, we want to have explored around 8 more of these. Not necessarily all 8, but perhaps all 8. Ah, who's for sale? Thugs, Herbalists, and Shock Troops. I don't have space for a new unit yet, but if I can defeat these guys, I will. I don't need a block, which makes it hard to fight this guy. But if I had access to 2 green mana, which I don't, well, if I really wanted to, I could. I could power crystallize with this blue to make a green crystal, then play these 2 green crystals to power ambush and power concentration to make this ranged attack 7, which would kill this guy. It's not what I'm looking for, though. I don't want to have to do that. But fighting him would give me space for another unit, which would be... Oh, he's behind a wall anyway. He's fortified. So doing it in ranged wouldn't even work. Okay. And the source is white, red? Yes. At night, gold is bad. This represents the daytime magic, and black is useful at night. Whereas during the day, it represents dusk or whatever. So it's useless during the day. But while during the day, gold magic can be used as any color, at night, black magic doesn't have that effect. It does something else. But gold is completely useless. So the source is red and white right now. I'm trying to figure out some way that I could, like, go find a block. Oh, what do scouts do? Nothing. Oh, they're wounded anyway. I could, like, preparation for my determination, but I'd have to spend a blue crystal to block, which I don't really want to do. And then I still don't have a great attack. I guess I could power swiftness and attack for 3. So the way this double this thing works is they have, this is called elusive. They have 6 armor, or I don't know. I guess they have 3, but their armor is doubled if you don't block them, which means either you let them hit you or you hit them in range before they get to attack. Their armor is 6 unless you block them, in which case it's 3. I don't have a good way to block. So Long Night is what I want to take, but it doesn't address this guy. And I do want to fight him, so I'm not quite sure. I could try Midnight Meditation and just immediately shuffle stuff. Right? Shuffle, like, everything but swiftness. Or what if I powered ambush and used that to get enough block? Huh. I don't know. I guess it's just Midnight Meditation, move here, explore, and hope I draw a card that helps deal with this guy. Did I say Midnight Meditation? I meant Long Night. Long Night. Okay. Dummy is taking Sparing Power, so I get to go first this time. I still don't really like this. So let's move, I think. Move 5? So that I can move 3. Normally these green enemies, when you move from 2 squares that are both, between 2 squares that are both adjacent to them, they attack you. Whether you like it or not. But with a wall in between you, that doesn't happen. So I can make this move. So that's move 3. Then 2 more to explore. That's 5. Okay. So I can go shopping here instead of here if I want for a unit. Most of these you guys are available at the village. I still don't have space for the unit. Oh, I guess, I mean, it's too late now. I definitely should not take this back, but if I still had my threaten, that could be a cute way to heal the scouts. Villages can heal you. You can spend influence to buy healing from a village, but I didn't know there would be a village here. It's obviously making use of future information to take that back. I'm not even sure it's the right play even, so. And then I'll just end the turn with a Quiet Crystallize on white. And we're still next to this guy for combat, should I draw an appropriate hand. Did not. What a terrible. I mean, well, maybe I could use Offering. It's not crazy, but it's probably wrong. Only red in the source? Come on. I've got so much red already. So I know Mana Pull. I could use white to, like, I could use a white crystal to kind of fix up the source and get access to black if I wanted. To sacrifice. But, like, I'm not going to get Siege Attack 6. Are you kidding me? So fighting this guy just doesn't seem like a good idea. We're going to have to move on. Mana Pull, God, like, what's wrong with you? It's exactly the wrong... Mana Pull's great, but it's, like, completely the wrong source. I don't need all this red mana. I mean, I guess I can run Offering again. That's a thought. Yeah, okay, sure. How do we do that? I want to heal my scouts, but that doesn't need a green crystal. Just heal one. The scouts are a level 1 unit, so it only costs 1 healing to remove their wound. And then... I mean, I could just pitch everything to this. That's not such a crazy idea, is it? Get green, white, blue, and red again? One of everything? Huh? I am a well-known lover of mana. And this seems like kind of a nice turn. The main downside is I don't want to blow my Mana Pull when it could fix up an otherwise rather unpleasant source. So what if I kept that? But it's just so... like, I'm not using it this turn. It's so bad. Let's just blow through my deck. And, yeah, okay. That's it. I'm done. And now I'm still next to this guy, ready to fight him, should I ever draw appropriate cards. Just you wait until I draw... And when I need to do something, I'll have so much mana to do it with. Then you'll be sorry. All right, green in the source and red. That's nice, I think. I think I'm now equipped to fight this guy. Right, no problem to come up with 4 block, even if it costs a crystal. That's what we've been getting all these crystals for. Yeah, let's just do that. So block... This is block 5. Well enough to handle their 4. And then attack 4, you're dead. And so I got a new command token. I can have another unit. And since the command token comes off of this pile, it's also like revealing better stats for yourself. I now have 3 armor instead of 2, so I'm better able to take wounds. Or avoid wounds, depending on your point of view. When taking damage, I accrue fewer wounds. I'll put it that way. Well, now there's this village right here. It would sure be nice to pick up, I don't know, herbalists or thugs? I don't have much use for the healing right now. Or the green mana tokens, really. So it probably should be thugs. The source is all green. Okay, that's fine. I can make use of that. So let's power a march to move... Oh, wait. I'm already on a shop. But this village, yeah, I'll go here. Power the march to move 2, and then explore is 4. Now what? Do I go shopping here, or do I continue moving on? I think I should go shopping. Let's see, I've already played my concentrate. And... one of my swiftnesses, I think? It was in that first hand. I used it to move to here. So I won't be able to snipe this guy without blocking. Thugs could block, that's fine. But is this the direction I want to go at all? I don't know. Also, what do I have left in terms of combat cards? I have one rage, I think. No swiftnesses, no determinations. My improvisation's in hand already. So I think it's basically just a rage. Is my deck like empty? It is. Okay, let's do a little mental puzzle here. What are my last two cards? Rage and stamina, I think. Right? And the long night means, get out of here, means I'll get to like reshuffle and draw 3 of them at random, so I could have anything in here, but like, yeah. Oh, it's not rage, it's Arethia's upgraded rage, battle versatility, of course. Oh, so I shuffled because I'm not allowed to peek, but like any order is... By just confirming what cards are in here, I haven't gained any information I couldn't have gotten by looking through my discard pile. And by shuffling... Well, by peeking, I did discover the order, but by shuffling, I've erased that information. So I consider that fair deck tracking. So with battle versatility and swiftness, I could actually snipe these guys without having to block. That's kind of cool. Also, if I were standing here, I could just tank some damage, right? Yeah. But I feel like I should buy the thugs while I can. And then figure out what to do with these guys later. So... Given that there's stamina in here, I think I can discard my March to improvisation. There is, though, green mana in the source, not blue. So to make a big move to get me here, it would be nice to have the... So maybe I pitch this? Since, as I said, yeah, I think that's better. Well, I mean, I guess... Right. I'm using these for influence, not move. So yeah, you do have to pitch it. Okay, so this is 5 influence. I guess I could spend a white crystal, which I have so many of, or a red one rather, which I have even more of. Yeah, that's what I should do. To let me actually pitch Promise. Powered red. So this is 5 influence, which is what I need for thugs. And now I get to keep both of the cards I actually want for the upcoming combat. And use up a red crystal usefully so that when this replaces it, it won't be wasted. Okay, let's grab those thugs. Okay, and I'll be drawing 1 of the 3 shuffled cards, in addition to the 2 I knew about. More move, huh? Okay. Well, good news. I need a lot of move. I guess that's good news. Green, 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 green. Okay. Siege attack 1. It's not super helpful. Well, actually, if this were ranged attack 1... So... we power a March... and then play Stamina to get a 6 move. 5 to go here. Forests are very expensive to move through at night. And then I could play 1 more to like explore this tile, but I can always do that later. So I think I'm just going to head straight to combat. And this is pretty much my only chance to get useful value out of the thugs. So I'll just block 3. Now I don't have to worry about the poison or about ranged damage or whatever. I'm going to hang on to the scouts. Oh, I wonder... No, I'm still going to hang on to the scouts. Because I should not know what these last 2 cards are. This should be... Well, no, I could look through my discard pile. I don't know, whatever. I choose not to know. I will crack this for a red crystal and a red token. Because then I can just play attack 4. Then I need 1 more, huh? Could play either of these cards sideways or tap the scouts to siege attack 1. I think either one could be reasonable. Because these are both just move, right? And so are the scouts, basically. But the scouts are the best move. This is kind of... Well, are they, though? No, the scouts are the worst move. And this is a potentially good combat skill. Well, not skill. This is a skill. These are cards. I'll play this for 1 more damage. So that's 5. This guy's toast. Couldn't remove a wound. I don't have any. These are not the greatest cards. Start with using the scouts to move 2 and reveal a tile. This one. Actually, let's not use the scouts yet. Well, I guess I have to decide, right? Because I don't really care about exploring this tile. I don't plan to go there. But the more tiles you reveal, the quicker you get to the core tiles, which are the really good ones. They're at the bottom of the deck. And so revealing this is an advantage in itself, even if I don't ever go there. And the Scout's ability is the only way to get to this one without a substantial move out of the way. But the Swiftness is also like it's a flexible move, and that there might be an enemy I want to fight right here, right? I'm probably not up to fighting just about anything at the moment, so I think I'll use this first to reveal this tile. No! Actually, I could still fight these guys, I think. Yeah. Okay. I fight you. Oh no, the scouts are already activated? Hang on, maybe I don't fight you. Wait, they shouldn't be. I used this. I just forgot to take the thing off the scouts. Got it. Okay. Yeah. This fight is a piece of cake. Sort of. I have to spend a crystal, which is a bummer, but... Okay, so in combat, I let them hit me for 3, but because they're brutal, the Red Skull, 3 unblocked damage actually assigns 6 points worth of damage. So you can block by spending 3 block, but if you don't block, it's like they hit you for 6. I have 3 armor, so I take 2 wounds. Then I attack for 4, 5. He's dead. I Tranquility to heal a wound, unpowered, even though I could power it. Because at end of turn, since I'm ending my turn in a magical glade... Where are the glades? If you end your turn on a magical glade, you can throw away a wound from your hand or discard pile. So I get to throw this away for free. And this guy is toast. Great. We love it. So, I don't know. I mean, it turns out it was good that I didn't use the Scout's ability to reveal this, I think. Because then when I later revealed this, I wouldn't have had enough material left to fight them. I needed the one attack from the scouts. Well, I could have played Tranquility sideways, but I'd have one more wound. Maybe that would have been fine. Well, I still could make that choice if I wanted. I haven't learned anything new since revealing these enemies. I could say, don't use the scout to do that, reveal a new tile, then fight these guys, spend the Tranquility instead of the scouts, take a wound. I'm still getting one more turn. Yeah, I'm going to do that, actually. So before this fight happens, I spend my scouts on their third ability, move 2, reveal a tile at a distance of 2 instead of 1. This one. Great, got that out of the deck. Now it's core tile city, baby, for tomorrow. It would be really nice if I could reveal a core tile tonight, but that's not going to happen, it looks like. Because once core tiles are revealed, you start getting more powerful units available here. Although, my influence is not so good. Maybe I'm glad there are bad units here, because I can afford them. Anyway, I haven't gained these wounds yet. Now I fight this guy. He wounds me for 2. And I attack him like this, healing 1 wound from the glade, keeping the other in hand. And I don't have any cards, so I won't be allowed to do anything next turn, which means I won't get to heal a wound. Except, I'm leveling up, so I can play one of these cards. Which means I can spend another turn in the glade and get this healed. So I think I get this tile revealed basically for free, this way. These are all good skills. I won't be able to use learning. I mean, I won't be able to use any of these. I can play them sideways for move, which is what I'll do, but I can't get any actual value out of the specific card itself this round. So which one do I want more in the future? And which skill do I want? They're all pretty powerful. I'm not a huge fan of these like ranged or siege skills, rather. It is nice to have when you have other siege damage, but like there's 2 heroes, I think Goldix and Arethia of the 4 heroes from the base game, whose attack-based skill is, you know, Siege Attack 1 or Elemental Siege Attack 1. Goldix is his ice. The other 2 characters, Norwas and Tovak, get the same thing, but it's just normal attack instead of Siege Attack, and it's 2 instead of 1, which I think is generally better. Of course, you know, the Siege Attack can tilt the scales in some important fights. It certainly is something. But I think I prefer the other ones. I don't like these siege ones as much. I do like attacking. You could take Blood Rage. Alethea has some synergy with wounds in her skill pile, although I haven't drawn any of them yet. But I don't know. The mana flexibility is really nice, but I guess I've already got tons of mana. What does this say about, like, you can use gold mana as if it were black at night? Is that how it works? Yeah. So you can still only like use it as if it were the kind of mana that's useful during that part of the day. But it gives you a way to get useless mana out of the source, which is very nice. But it seems kind of wasteful when I have so many mana crystals already. I kind of like learning. I think. Just being able to pick up more advanced actions is the kind of thing that appeals to me. I think this is a bad choice. I should not do this. Just take the Blood Rage. No one's ever been sad to have more Blood Rages. And I think some block is actually quite nice. It's a power. Oh, I can't do that. That's illegal. Okay, come back. When you take someone else, so here, like, this is a skill that, you know, Tovak chose not to take last level up. You can take those, but if you do, you must take the leftmost skill, or action, advanced action. Okay, I believe the mod is able to handle it if I just, like, put things back where I want them. So I still want the Blood Rage, but I guess I have to take one of I've forgotten her name. Is it Alethea? Arethea. If I want to use one of her skills, if I want to take Blood Rage, I have to take one of her skills. I guess I'll take this just to make sure that I don't get mana screwed. And I believe the mod actually handles this mess that I'm making. The mod author is very good about letting you fix your own problems. Okay, that's my level up done. Hopefully it won't notice all the silly stuff I did. Like, it doesn't record somewhere, oh, this is the skill that you took. And then, like, say, oh, weird, it's over here instead of over here. It just says, oh, well, this skill is here. You must own that somewhere. And I don't know, something like that. Yeah, dummy called end of round. I get one more turn. Well, I'm just going to play this as move one and do nothing with it. And end my turn in a glade. Okay, we'll move these from the game. Now we get our shot at planning our great start. The board is so bright during the day. Where do I want to go? I didn't even look at this tile aside from the enemy that was here. I'm like, what? A mage tower? Where did that come from? Huh. Any good spells? Space and time bending is kind of fun. Doesn't particularly suit my current mana configuration, but still good. Mist form, yeah, would be fine probably. I don't necessarily have cards that are any good for fighting this guy, though. I mean, maybe I could find some with Great Start. But then what, I'm picking Mistform to leave via the lakes? Doesn't seem like a great plan. I mean, I guess I have to get here somehow. It's the only tile I can legally explore. We can't put them on the edges because core tiles only go in the center. And we can't put them here because core tiles have to be adjacent to at least 2 other revealed tiles. So this is the only legal spot right now. So going through this keep seems like a decent plan. Seven move to get there, though? That's quite a lot. I could probably handle it if I had to. But a great start would be even better, wouldn't it? Okay, let's take that. 2 extra cards should help. And we'll have planning available for the last day. Oh, I have gold mana! Oh, from starting in the glade. God, I'm good at this game. Oh my god, look at all these cards. How could anybody stop me? The thing is, they're like almost all basic cards, starter cards. So yeah, I would have trouble with an actual city, but the keep should be no problem. I'm kind of inclined to use the scouts to peek at the enemy and get a little extra fame rather than move. Just to make sure I know what I need to bring with me. Let's do that. So scouts, second ability. Look at a face-down token within 3 spaces on the map. That's this one. 1, 2, 3. They're Utum Swordsman. That's what we call. Oh, just swordsman in general? Okay. So 6 attack, 5 armor. If I defeat that token this turn, gain an extra fame. I'd like to do that. That would be 5 fame. Not a level up, but still nice. I don't have a million block, But I guess a powered ambush does solve a lot of problems, doesn't it? Because I could move 4 and gain 4 extra block. Block card of any type. I believe sideways cards are block cards, but certainly units are not block cards, so I can't like use the thugs to get block 7. Coming up with 5 damage if I use battle versatility to block 2 is a little difficult. Yeah. Oh, I have concentrate as well. I missed that. Okay. Does that help? Not really. How does concentrate work with ambush? You certainly get the extra move. Do you also get... No, I guess it doesn't give you attack. It sets up a command that like gives you... that adds attack later, kind of. So concentrate, I think, should only give me extra move, not extra block or attack. So let's power a mana pull. Taking these dice. I know I could change the black to something else, but I want it there so that I can use polarization on it. I'm going to use turn one of these green. And the other one also green. I'm not so sure about that. But I guess I have to if I want. And that's probably fine. If I want to power concentrate, this is the way to... No, because I can... Let's set one of them to red. Oh, what color is red? What number? What number? It's 2 or 5? This doesn't matter. I'm just like... 1 is black or gold, I think. 2 is blue? I think 5 is red. Yeah, I got there. Okay. Yeah, 2 is... Okay, 1 is black. 2 is blue. 3 is white. 4 is green. 5 is red. And 6 must be gold. Yeah, okay. So I want red. Gaining a green and a red. So I don't actually have access to these dice. They're going back in here. But it's a little awkward. Like, technically, these dice should still be here. With the provision that I don't reroll them when I put them back. But if I leave them here, the mod will reroll them. So I'm putting them back. But I'm not allowed to pick them up again as my die from the source. I'm choosing black as my die from the source. Using polarization here to turn it gold. Or to use it as if it were gold. So I guess I'll just do this. There, it's gold. So now I've got tons and tons of mana. You are green. Move 4. Oh, do I not have as much? I don't have as much mana as I thought, huh? Okay. Do I need them all to be green? Am I crazy? 6, let's say 7. That's how much move it takes to get here. 2, 4, and then 2 in to walk onto a green, but an additional 1 to go over a wall is 7. No, this is only 5. I would need to concentrate on this if I wanted 7. Does that make any sense? Okay, wait, maybe it's more like this. That's my 7 move. Play this sideways as block together with the thugs. Or no, this is just enough block by itself, right? Because I have the ambush giving it +4, so this is block 5, which is enough. And then I need to come up with 5 damage, which is concentrate on battle versatility. Okay, but if I make this blue instead of red, then I can keep Tranquility in hand. This is enough move. This is enough block. And this is enough damage, right? Attack 6? I like this. Okay. So I pulled out all the mana, gave myself tokens. Move for 8. For 8. Oh, this isn't enough block. They attack 6, right? What am I thinking? I could use the thugs, but I would rather play another sideways card. So this is block 5, 6. I'm reasonably sure this ambush works on sideways block cards. And then this is attack 6, which is more than I need. But sadly, there's no way to use concentrate to get me more block instead of more attack. So I think this is a good, yeah, a great start, you might even say. Haha. And no use for this yet. I was thinking I would be powering battle versatility and then there would be, but I guess not. And I did use all this mana, so good work, mana pull. Okay, and it's 1 extra fame because of the scouts. So I should be getting 5, which is what it says. Great. I lose reputation because I'm assaulting a keep, which only a scallywag would do. But I mean, pretty much anything you do in this game, there's some reward for doing it. Like any token you accomplish the result of, any board thing, they give you something nice for it. You know, and it's never just the experience. Like, yeah, I got fame for fighting those guys, which is nice. That's how you level up. But there's an additional reward. At keeps, the additional reward is if you're starting your turn near a keep that you own, you get extra cards in hand equal to the number of keeps you own. Also, if you're at a keep, you can go shopping for units that are available at keeps, such as guardsmen, crossbowmen, not magic familiars. I have confirmed my hand size. It should be 6. Oh boy, I don't really need another offering right now. Okay, I left some green in the source. That's nice. I need to explore this tile, and powering it green looks like the way to go. Oh, but with polarization, there's always so much like, I could power it green, or I could take a white mana and turn that green with polarization. And that could like influence what's left in the source for a future turn. Here, there is no white, so that's not legal. I can't do that. But I could, like, you know, I have red. I could power improv instead, and if I didn't want to use the red, I could use the blue instead. It's just like, but okay, in this case, I'm just going to power march. You could maybe argue I shouldn't power this, because isn't it nice to hang out near a keep? I could go shopping, but I don't really want any of these. My existing units are fine. I could replace the scouts, but I'd rather get more experience. Right, if I get 3 more fame, I can buy another unit without replacing one of the ones I have. That would be much preferable. So I'll explore this for 2 and have 2 left. It's the Green City. Okay. Be nice to tackle that at night when I can hit it with sacrifice. I feel very keen on moving in there, so I'll spend my other 2 move exploring this tile. It's the White City. Okay. Well, I've found all the cities, so I don't technically have to do any more exploring to win the game. I just have to clear out both of these tiles in the next 3.5 rounds. But as you can see, they are guarded by many defenders. The White City especially. God, that's so many white guys. Right, there are a number of different enemy tile types. I guess the number must be 4? Oh, I see. Those are like, okay, hang on. 5. Yes, there's green, the marauding orcs. Brown, dungeon enemies. Gray, keep garrison. Red is marauding dragons. And white is city guardians. So white is the most powerful because you only find them in cities, which are like precious jewels, where cities are very powerful. And, you know, brown and gray are about equally good, where brown is more attack focused and gray is more defense focused. Are there? Yeah, the red city is guarded by dragons. That's right, but we aren't facing either of those today. Okay. Well, great news, actually. There's another keep that you can stand next to while assaulting either city. So every keep is great right now because it's extra cards you have for all your city assaults. Nice. I mean, okay, the White City is like guarded, in quotes, by a dragon because there's one near the city, but it's not part of the city guard. Like I believe the Red City does have that, doesn't it? No. It just is surrounded by so many dragons that you have to fight one to get in. Right, if we look at leftover city tiles. Yeah, here's the red one. Yeah, I know. So this has dragon. Oh, there's only 2. You can get in from the northeast, but usually you don't reveal ties from the northeast. You have to go quite a ways around. Anyway, so the red city I associate most with dragons, but I guess there aren't any actually guarding the city itself. Okay, well, I mean, I've got a kind of clear plan. Move in here, kill this guy, go here, come back. This thing, I guess, during day 3, hopefully. Then come in here and, yeah, okay. Meanwhile, what are we doing? I mean, I have some time. It's still kind of the middle of day 2. Could I fight these guys already? It seems hard. I don't think the cards I have are suitable for that. Sacrifice is very bad right now because I don't have any... I only have red and white cards, which as soon as I used Sacrifice, I'd be full up on red anyway. I couldn't discard anything. I guess you could play this as, like, create a red crystal. I keep accidentally hitting spacebar, and then like I would love to unbind the spacebar key. I've never pressed this on purpose in my life. That's not true. Once or twice. But I hit it accidentally more often when I'm reaching for Alt. Yeah, I don't really feel equipped to get in there. What about down here? Do I have a lot of move left in my deck? I could go to a maze. It would mean coming back here, which is kind of wasting some moves, but maybe that's reasonable. Oh, I probably should go shopping. I want to do a fight first. Maybe I shouldn't have explored. I mean, obviously I can't take that back. It's very relevant information I've gotten, but maybe going here first would have been better. I don't know. I can't believe that. There could have been some really juicy stuff up here that I would have wanted to do. I mean, I could fight these guys. It wouldn't be pleasant, but I could win the fight this turn. I don't think that's a good use of my resources, though. The problem is, like, what am I going to do? Go over here? In this swamp? Invest a bunch of move getting in here, then come back out, then go back in later tonight? Doesn't feel very smart, does it? I could just end my turn. Draw one card. Seems pretty stupid. But I'm going at a pretty good pace. Maybe this is a time to take a break to get more mana and more cards. My cards aren't so bad for a fight. It's just that I've already spent mana. And a card. You know what? I think I'll do that. I think I'm just taking a quiet turn today. Okay, another swiftness is reasonably nice. And at this point, I gotta get into that keep. So play both of my swiftnesses as move, I think. Yeah, that seems like the play. Move, move. My reputation is going to go down the toilet for not only assaulting a keep, but assaulting a keep guarded by heroes, no less. But we're doing all right. Oh, what's in the source? Red and blue. Okay, well, that's fine. I want red. So blocking the first, well, the second attack is easy. I'll just use the thugs. Blocking the other attack seems easy. Okay, hang on. Yeah. I'll use red mana from the source and discard my offering. Although, I have a bunch of red and green cards coming up, I assume. Red and blue, I mean. Blue and green? I don't. I have a couple blues, but no greens. They've all been spent, huh? So, offering would be fine, but I want to have my promise, right? To be able to buy one of the other units. So this fully blocks, right? Block 5, block 3 with the thugs. You're blocked. You're blocked. And I'll use this skill to make a red crystal and a red token. Spend the red token to attack 4. You're dead. And I've kept my promise in hand. Maybe, you know what, I will say, okay, technically I've learned something new. I've learned how this die rolled. I shouldn't have left 2 blue. Well, maybe I should have, because I know I don't have red cards left. No, I do. But I have a lot of blues. Yeah, I'll leave the blue there. I could have polarized blue to use it as red instead of just using a red from the source. But I think leaving lots of blue is kind of nice anyway. And if I have to, of course, I can polarize that. Okay, hand size should be 8 now, because I leveled up enough to get a 6 base hand size, and I'm next to 2. I'm next to a keep, in a keep, while having conquered 2 keeps. So yes, rewards claimed. Okay. And we're well on pace. The dummy is not going to outrun me today. I don't really need to... I don't really need to buy any of these idiots, right? Like, I just want to fight you, right? I kept promise because I was like, oh, wouldn't it be nice to fight him? I forget what I played sideways, or what I discarded to improvisation. Tranquility, maybe? Oh, no, offering. Yeah, offering might have been nice to still have here, honestly. But, oh well, I don't have it. So I think we absolutely start by just fighting this guy. And I don't have any siege attack, so I have to deal with its 7 attack. Now, blocking in Mage Knight, generally speaking, well, block actually does work by... You have to have enough block to completely cancel out the attack. You can't just block part of it, right? So if he attacks for 7 and I put together 6 block, doesn't do anything. So there's important thresholds you have to reach. Cumbersome, is that what this is? Yeah, cumbersome. So cumbersome enemies, you still need all the block, but you can reduce their attack by playing move cards to like get out of the way of the falling catapult is the idea. The falling rock boulder. And I do have a move card. That seems like a good idea. So let's... Oh, I didn't... Sorry. Okay, that's blue. Okay, so I'll move 2, reducing their attack to 5. And then block 5. Right? Seems cool. Then I need to come up with 4 attack, because these guys are physical resistant. So since I'm using physical attacks, they only have half strength. I get like 2 more turns, but I don't have any cards left. Pretty much the only thing I can hope to do this round would be... I guess I could hire units, perhaps. That would be nice. I was trying to justify, what if I just play my Rage and 2 sideways cards, and then I'll crystallize something, and that'll be the end of the day? But I was trying to get out of using my red mana crystal, basically, which I think is unreasonable when I have so many of them. So if I use a red mana crystal, then I can have influence, or promise and threaten both available for shopping, which would let me buy crossbowmen or guardsmen for tomorrow, or tonight, which would be nice. Even if I hope to replace them, it would be nice to have them, I guess, right? And all it would cost me is a red mana crystal, which I'm so good at making. You still do want to have like 3 of them if you can for sacrifice purposes, though. Right? So... And I think buying a unit... Oh, I should buy the unit. The units I'll want to replace these guys with are probably from the city anyway. Not the keep. So I'll do this. Oh, man. I could polarize blue mana to keep my red reserves up. But I think I have plenty of red. The idea... Okay, let's go look at sacrifice to explain to you why I'm thinking in this way. So the way sacrifice works is you choose a pair of colors, an element from red or blue, ice or fire, and a damage type from green or white, either ranged or siege. And you spend as many pairs of those element types as you can. So if you have 3 of each, you must spend all 3 pairs. If you have 2 of each, you spend both pairs. If you have 2 of one and 3 of the other, you're still just spending 2 pairs, and you have 1 left over. And the effect of sacrifice is stronger the more mana you spent this way. So, like, having 3 red is kind of desirable, right? Not just in that it gives me more red mana to spend, but it means I can get a better sacrifice. But the fact that I have this ability here to just make red mana crystals means I probably should be fine going down to 2. And the blue I might actually need for something else. So I won't polarize. It's a funny idea, but not a good one, I think. Anyway, this kills you. And I take no damage. Done. Oh, right. Offering sacrifice should still be in the discard, but okay, go ahead. Yeah, I get 2 more turns, which is good, actually. Okay, there is white on the source, although I guess it doesn't matter. With polarize, I can probably hit white or red somehow, no matter what's in the source, I think. Yes, that's true, but I'd rather hit white than red. So it's nice that I can do that. So let's spend white and red. My reputation is still 0. I know it says it here, but I like seeing exactly what part of 0 I'm on. So this is 6 influence, which is enough to hire either of these guys. I don't know. They're both fine. I like ranged attack, but maybe I shouldn't because we're about to hit a city. Yeah. But I don't know. These guys just have more stats, right? Attacker block 3 instead of just attack 2. They're better at blocking. You're better at attacking. I mean, block 4, counting twice against a swift enemy is really nice. Oh, not that I'm going after the white city right now, but there's nobody with swiftness here. Okay. Yeah, and block is pretty good against the green city to avoid the poison. I think I will take the Udum Guardsmen, actually. They cost less, but I think they're more appropriate here. Okay. Where's my white die? There it is. Okay, I did use it. End turn. Dummy calls end of round. And I get 1 last turn. I'll crystallize blue as green, I think. So I want as much siege attack as I can get for my big sacrifice. That seems fine. Okay, I mean, the game's half over now, in theory. We've done 3 of the 6 rounds. It's been almost an hour and a half. But the last 3 rounds are much slower than the first 3, so I don't know, get ready. I don't really need mana search. I'm pretty good at making mana. Do I want preparation? Oh, who's for sale? I could buy Amatep freezers if I wanted. Or Amatep gunners. I mean, preparation for my sacrifice is certainly an idea. I'd like to get it as soon as possible. It's a bit of a waste to, like, use preparation and then not blow your whole hand on that turn, because, like, preparation is a way to get you more cards than you can normally have. And if you don't spend them all, you haven't really gotten the maximum value out of it. But I think just taking it to make sure I hit sacrifice early in the night rather than late in the night is pretty valuable. There's a lot of cards left. Sacrifice could be way at the bottom, and I'd be quite sad. I could try to leave preparation for tomorrow night, but who knows? The bot might just take it. So I think I'm going to grab preparation, go pick up sacrifice. And who knows? I might not have enough mana tomorrow night for sacrifice to be good anyway. Because I'm spending a bunch of it here. moving fast today, huh? Okay. So it's stamina powered with polarize to turn the red into blue. I mean, yes, I would like the gunners and stuff, but I think what I have right now is enough to get into the city, and I don't want to waste a bunch of turns sitting here shopping. Do I? I don't want to waste... Yeah. I don't want to spend influence replacing units I already have before I get value out of them. So I think I want to get a move on. And I don't think I'm going to be crystallizing anytime soon. I mean, Threaten and Promise look even less likely to be good, but if I have a card left over after combat, I want it to be one of these two, I think. Well, actually, I might end up crystallizing during combat now that I look at it. Right, because what Sacrifice does is it doesn't just spend the mana crystals as part of its effect. It liquidates them and says, you must spend them this turn, but also you get a better effect the more of them you had. Even if you spend them on other stuff, you still get value out of them for Sacrifice. So it's like, it's a turn when you must spend your crystals. And being able to crystallize one, if I have, you know, resources left over, might be kind of nice. So let's move 5 like this. To here. Now I get to peek at the city defenders. Who do we have? Okay. None of them are unfortifiable. God, this looks so hard. This game is ridiculous. How do I ever win these games? Okay, I mean, block 4. Oh, but these guys are... this is all so hard to block. Only one of them does physical damage. That's you. So only one of them is getting the extra poison effect from the city. That's kind of nice. But all of them are like, you can't let these guys hit you. It's awful. This does give siege attack too, huh? Ambush battle versatility would let me siege the Medusa down. That would be kind of nice. Not feeling so hot about this. First city level 8. That sure is something. Okay. Well, I mean, that's what Sacrifice is for. Right. I forgot I have that. So I can get Siege Attack. Siege Fire 12 is the idea. That wipes you out. Maybe I want to wipe both of you out. See what I can't get Siege Ice. These guys are fire resistant. But I think if I just have these two to deal with, I'm in pretty good shape. Yeah. Okay, that's the thing. With Sacrifice, it just doesn't matter who you're fighting. It's like, oh wait, no, I have a cheat code. If you've diligently built up your mana reserves, as I always do anyway. Okay, so that's all for this turn. Tomorrow, we're going to storm in there with Ambush. Or not tomorrow, next turn. And we should mop them up pretty easily, I think. Although at first it looked hopeless, I now believe there's no way to lose. Yeah, it would have been nice to draw Concentrate. Probably. I assume that would have been nice. I don't know the details. Oh, I'm glad there's green in the source, actually. Otherwise, powering this would have been a little bit difficult. Okay, so here we go. power, ambush, move 4. I only need 2. Actually, I could have made the white in the source work by polarizing it, I guess. So I'm moving 4. I only need 2. We're going in here. And my first attack card of any type gets +2. So I can... This is 12 and this is 2. I have access to 14, 15 siege, +2. But, I mean, which is 17. But there are resistances to be taken into effect, to be considered. I mean... These guys have to be taken care of by sacrifice. And if I'm doing that, I may as well, I think, include them in this, right? Because I have siege 12. 4 times 3, because I'm spending 3 green and 3 red. I suppose I could make it, maybe. No, there's not really... I think I could spend only... I could do only 8 if I wanted. Save a little bit of my mana. If I were careful with how I do things. But it's probably better to have battle versatility available for something other than sieging these guys, right? I think I accidentally counted this as 4 siege because I was thinking I would ambush it, but I also counted... No, this is 12 without ambush. This is 2 without ambush, that's 14. This is 15, and then ambush would be... I could have up to 17 siege if I wanted. 8 of it has to go here, which means I could have up to 9 left. But there's not a great way to spend 9 more siege damage. Especially if it's if it being elemental is a problem, like if I want to fight this guy. So I think 12 makes sense. Okay, so I'm going to use this to gain a red crystal and a red token. I forgot I need the black mana. Right. I'm going to make a red crystal and a black token. This feels stupid, but I'm going... It's such a waste of mana. But that's what it's for. Mana's there to be wasted. I'm going to polarize this blue into red so that I can sacrifice all of my red and green. I hate that I had to do all of this after spending a green mana and a red mana on this, and now there's red and green mana sitting here that I can't really do anything with. But if I want the full 12 out of sacrifice, I think that's the best I can do. And I do, I think, want that. So, okay. That's Siege Fire 12, which takes care of you guys in the siege phase. Actually, it's Siege Fire 14. Oops. Because of amp. Oh, no, okay. It's so tricky. I want to play a different attack or block first. But I want to power it with this mana. I can't do both of those things. Okay, maybe I have to settle for 8 and not 12 from this. So let's see. Roll that back. I don't get this. This is still here. I still have this. This red crystal is still in the bank. And this was my inventory. Whatever. That's my inventory. So I'd like to use battle versatility as fire block, I think. Because then it can block this guy quite well together with ambush, right? It could be fire block 7, which is just enough to block this without even using the guardsman, I believe, right? Because they're swift, so to block you need twice as much as the damage, which is 6. And because it's ice, you have to... all your non-fire blocks are half effective. But I'd be using actual 7 fire block, right? So, okay, if I'm only getting 2, I should do it differently. I should power green like this, I think. So there's black in the source. So now I can use this for a red token and a red crystal. Get over yourself. Get in there. Spend the red token here. Blocking but not killing you. Because this has to be the first one I play. Now, in order to get the ambush bonus. So now it's fire block 4, which is great. 7, I mean, fire block 7, which blocks. Now I can spend a red crystal. I don't know, it still isn't great. And a black die. I've still spent all of it, right? But the difference is, this way I get to actually use a big fire block here, which I think is nice, which is valuable. All of these are going to waste because I don't have anything to do with them. I can polarize one of them at least. That's something. To make some more blue or something. Or I can crystallize one, as I prophesied. But now I'm not sieging you down, right? That seems bad. Yeah, I've sort of solved the problem of blocking this guy, but replaced it with the problem of blocking and dealing damage to this guy. I think this line is worse. So we actually take green from the source for this. Well, why am I powering this then? It would get me to siege 14 or 15, but I don't need that, right? I just need 12. Yeah, I guess I play this unpowered? What happens if you play ambush mid-combat? Can you get a bonus on a card that isn't your first one if it's the first one you play after ambush? You would think it would say next instead of first then. But if I have to play my sacrifice first, and I don't get any benefit from it being larger, I mean, I guess I could use it to kill this guy, but that seems pretty silly. Yeah, I guess this ambush doesn't really need to be anything. Oh, also it would be illegal to play a block before the siege anyway. The other line I was thinking was illegal. Because you have to do the ranged attacks, ranged and siege attack phase before the block phase. So sacrifice has to be the first attack or block I play, no matter what. I see. Okay, well, too bad. So give me a red crystal. And I guess a black token? Yeah, because I'll have plenty of red tokens after... Right, I need the red token. So I can do this. And still have all three of my reds available. Okay. That kills y'all. I said there was no way to lose, but it sure is a complicated fight. That's the thing about Mage Knight. I just love this part of the game. The kind of crunchy, like, try as hard as you can to optimize a million different things. Sequencing is so important. Allocating resources and so on. So, this guy, we clearly want to block you with... Well, do we? You're good at blocking swiftness. This, I think, wants to be an attack or a block. That seems fairly uncontroversial. But which one is sort of unclear? Like, fire block is cool. Fire block 3, nice. Plus this, that would block. This guy I just let hit me, I think. Because it's either let him hit me and deal 8, or come up with 8 block and then also 4 attack, which is just more. But I guess we'll see. I do have some block cards. But this guy I do have to block because I don't want him killing me, or killing one of my units, I don't think. Maybe I wouldn't mind. Something to think about. Well, actually, maybe I can fire block 3 here and use the thugs to block normal 3. Because to block this guy, we need 6 block. No, this doesn't work. We need 6 block, and any non-fire block is half effective. This is 3 effective block, but 3 more ineffective block doesn't do it. We need this, which is 8 block, basically. So that blocks this guy. You, let's suppose for now that I let you hit me. Can I come up with the necessary 15 damage? Seems hard. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12? I can't. Okay. And I'm 3 short. So even if I let this guy hit me, or hit somebody and like kill them. Well, maybe that would be enough. Maybe I sack the scouts? Because I can't get ambush. Well, yeah, ambush I don't need, right? I'm not using its effect for anything. I didn't need the move because the scouts could have done it. I don't need the bonus attack because I'm wasting it. So this, if I spent the scouts to move in, this would let me keep ambush as just a sideways card, which is nice. Scouts only have 2 armor. This guy attacks for 3. So I can't just sack the scout. I need to do more. I could sack any other unit, but I want those. Yeah, I don't think I can actually quite finish this fight. I'm going to have to come back for round 2. But that should be fine. Well, I don't know. Maybe I can come up with some block here. I don't think so, but maybe. It would be 8 block. I mean, certainly I could do it. I guess that might help for round 2. Right? I could block 5, 8, like so, right? That stops their damage. I mean, I'm not taking this anymore. And lowers their health to only 4. Then I have 6, 7 damage left. I could kill you and still have a couple cards remaining. Okay, I guess. That seems better than tanking the damage from them. Like, I can't kill them all. I feel like I should be able to. But I believe, unless I could play this in the middle of the fight to give me 2 to an attack, then maybe I'd have a shot, but I think even then I don't. Yeah, I wish I could... Actually, I could swap these 2, couldn't I? Block 8 plus 5 is 13. That also blocks this. Then I have this as effectively a rage, which is a bit more damage. But I'm not using this for damage. I'm using it for block. So I would need 3 more block here, which is... Oh, no, that's the thugs, right. So I have this guy blocked. And then it's just come up with 4 damage, which, I mean, pretty easy, right? Oh, I can't polarize this to white, because I'm already polarizing to blue. Okay, that's fine. I have white crystals. Plus... Am I going to have cards left to go shopping with? I think I am. That's 4. Okay. So you I failed to defeat, but I blocked all the attacks. I'm crystallizing... Red or green? What do you think? guess green. I have an ambush in hand after all, I guess. Okay. Well, this is a decent bit of material to start off tomorrow with, I guess. Oh, except I haven't played a move card to get in. Okay, that one. So units all toast. City mostly toast, but not quite. So retreat to a safe space. Wait! Okay, they don't want me to do that until I hit finish. You're on top of my crystal, you weirdo. Okay. There. So now we hit end turn. Flipping this face down is how we tell the mod I didn't defeat that enemy. 17 fame, is that right? 9 and 8, yep. Okay, we get new toys. Okay, and it did successfully manage to give this back. That's nice. I didn't take any wounds, so this is looking kind of weak. Very powerful, but I'm not really in a position to make much use of it. Invocation. Yeah, I haven't really built the whole like take wounds deck. I guess I still have a. What's the rage card that's better? Like Blood Rage? Yes, I still have that. So that might be a way to make use of this skill. It's not bad. But given that I don't have any wounds, I'm probably not supposed to take it. This is kind of a nice tool to have against the jerks who are guarding the freezers. I think it's the freezers who are left. What are they called? Freezers, yeah. But it's, I mean, you need so much, right? You need to come up with 6 block and fire block. And if it's not fire block, you need it doubled. So this is only a third of the necessary block for next turn. Oh. But with a powered ambush, it would be all of it, right? No, but it's not a card. Shield Bash? It's block 10. Which is only 5 effective block. But I only need 6 block, right? So this is most of the way. This plus ambush would get him. Okay. You got my attention. I think that makes sense. The problem is I want one of Tovek's skills. Spellforge is good. I do... Okay, you know what? I have Sacrifice, and I just blew all my mana, and I want it back for the next night. So I think Spellforge is fine. Oh, but I want Shield Bash. So Shield Bash and, like, make some mana is probably fine. Okay, sure. Now you want me to retreat. Oh yeah, of course. We're hugely outpacing the dummy because I'm next to a keep and therefore drawing a lot of cards every turn. It is Knight, right? Yeah, it is. Okay. I was like, oh no, did I cheat by using Sacrifice? I briefly thought. So we're going to ambush the city again. They should be expecting us, and yet somehow they're not. Annoyingly, I don't have easy access to red or blue mana to power this shield bash. But I think it's fair enough to concentrate it, right? So this gives block 5, which counts twice. I don't know how concentration shield bash works. Like, I assume... I'm actually going to look this up. This is kind of... Because, like, is this effectively block 7, which counts twice? Or is it only block 5, which counts twice and therefore is 10, plus 2, which is 12? I don't know. I'll go see what the compendium has to say about this. All right, so the Mage Knight compendium is an unofficial collection of Q&A about the game because the rules are not super clear in many cases. They leave a lot of ambiguity, and someone has gone through and it's a huge amount of work, and they're updating it all the time. Like, this was updated last month, and this game is like over a decade old, and they're still just updating stuff. It's amazing, but this has not just a ruling, but a link to an official, to a post by one of the designers of the game stating how Shield Bash interacts with both concentration and ambush, which is quite favorably. I didn't expect it to work this way, but ambush and concentration should both be read as basically increasing the number of block given to you. So, like, this is block... Let's see, I didn't power this, so it's +2 to my block. And then this is another +2, so that's 4. So this is block 9, counts double. That's 18. Which is more than enough. But then, like, for applying their, like, reduce their armor effect, you're not supposed to count the doubled amount. And it's very confusing to me, and I don't quite understand it. But, like, I think we have basically block 9. 6 of which we actually need to block. No. We need... Sorry. Yes. We have 9 block, which counts double. So 6 of it counted double would be 12, which is enough to block. So I have 3 left over, which I can't count double to decrease their armor, so their armor decreases by 3. Fine. So I just need 4 damage. Get bonked, idiot. Right? I'm not spending a mana crystal to do any more damage than that, or to save a card. Like, I could, you spend this and polarize it, but no need. Okay, and that's my second combat cleaning up the city. No wounds. And we level up again. I've got spot for the new unit that we want to hire with this promise. And by the way, it would have been nice to save concentration because I kind of had more than I really needed. I don't know, not really. That's not true. But I didn't have an easy way to produce red or blue mana. There was green in the source, there wasn't blue. Okay, anyway, done. My hand size, is 8, correct? It is, because my base is 6. And I'm not next to one of my keeps anymore, but I am in a city, which I conquered, and therefore I get 2 extra cards, so it comes out the same. Okay. So, shopping time. I should have 4 shields in the city, is that right? Yes. So I get a discount of 4 on anything I buy. The green city, is that the one where you can buy advanced actions as well? Yes. Well, it's not that I get a discount of 4 on anything I buy. I get 4 extra points to spend per interaction. So these guys do cost 8, but I get 4 to start with. Oh, I could shoot you. That would give me a little bit more reputation. I'm gonna get a couple more turns. Yeah, I can spare a minute. But I don't have a good way to take you out in range, sadly. So I would have to deal with those incoming wounds. I don't have much in the way of blocks. Like, it's not impossible. I could just improvise, but I want to use improvise to go shopping. And I could take the wounds, but I think it would be better to just buy a unit and use the unit to kill you. So let's mana pull powered white to produce a red and a white, which is 3. So that I have promise. And since I'm leaving white in the source, I know I'll have swiftness next turn, which is nice. Although, actually, maybe I should make green? No, I don't really need. Because I could make the wrong color mana and then polarize it, right? But I'm not actually... I have a bunch of green cards, but all I would want them for is Tranquility. And I probably want the swiftness anyway, so... I think I can... Anyway, I think I can do this. So, we go shopping. I have a reputation of -1, but 4 shields, so I'm at a net of like 3. So I can actually just do this. 4, 5, plus the base 3 that I'm starting with. That hires me an 8 cost unit. And then I have... Oh, well, so then Mana Pull's kind of silly, isn't it? What colors were these before? It was red and black, I believe. Yeah, I turned a black one white. So if I just don't take these, or play this, then this is my shopping turn. And Mana Pull can give me whatever colors I need. Maybe. Oh yeah, I can polarize the black into white to power the Mana Pull to give me whatever else I need. Okay, fine. Given that we already know where the city is, ranged... Oh, I know who's there. Is there anyone who's not fortified? No. So ranged attacks are not exactly looking so hot. But fire attacks are still good against the Altum mages, right? So maybe I want the Amatep Gunners anyway. But an enemy not attacking this combat is pretty powerful. Right? You could shut off the Altum mage's attack and then use like Sacrifice to kill them or something. Or I guess Sacrifice is probably killing them pre-combat. If I can get up to 3 and 3 crystals again. Oh. I'm probably just buying both of them, right? Because I have this extra card, and that's way better than fighting these morons. Yeah, okay, so don't worry about that. Just plan to pitch the scouts and the thugs. Okay, so I will... Oh, I only have to pitch one. Right. The scouts, I guess. I'll take the gunners. Which... I think the fire damage will be nice. And... especially will help me with clearing this out next during the day to get some extra points. Ranged attacks are really nice against brown enemies. because they tend to be more attack focused. Okay, that's fine. End turn. Yeah, and we do get another turn, which I couldn't. I should have checked, but I couldn't. I remembered we were getting at least one more, maybe two more, and it turns out it was two more. And so now this is 5 plus the 3 that I get. Ditching scouts to pick up the freezers. Done again. Dummy calls end of round. I have just enough time to beat up these losers. Block 5. Attack 5. You're dead. I legally am required to play a card. I play this one. Okay, that's the end of night 2. Seems like an easy planning. Who's for sale? Sorcerers? I don't have easy access to them. Catapults are nice. Could pick those up. I don't have any influence cards at the moment. I want to head over here, clearly. And maybe explore this area. Because I have a whole day. I want to go after this place at night. For the sacrifice. You get an artifact or a spell from this? Oh, it's an artifact plus the 3 mana crystals that you would get for a smaller one. Right, the small ones... Oh, we don't have any of those on the map, so it's not revealed, but there it is here. It's 2 mana crystals. This is kind of the advanced version of this is the core tile version of a monster den, a spawning grounds. You have to fight 2 brown monsters, but you get an artifact and 3 crystals, which looks very juicy. The thing is, it requires 9 move to get over there, which is crazy. Oh, I replaced the scouts instead of the thugs, huh? I mean, the scouts only cost 4 and thugs cost 5, so maybe that's appropriate, but it wasn't what I meant to do. Oh well. I'm sure it's a fine decision. So how fast could I get over there? I mean, not that fast, to be honest. Well, I mean, I guess I have a bunch of swiftness. I could totally do it. It's just a lot of moves is all. I guess I don't need these move cards for much of anything, right? Is there a catapult in here? There is 1 catapult, but I'm not planning to assault the city today if I can help it. So I'm sort of thinking... It's not clear... Should I use Polarize to get the black mana out of the source right away? Or should I keep it there because the black mana is the one that I can turn into any color whenever I want using Polarize? Could go either way. The thing is that, like, that still has opportunity cost. It uses up your Polarize. You can't Polarize anything else on the turn that you do that. So I think it's probably a good idea to just get the black out of there. Although, am I going... Well, I don't see any tombs around here. There might be one on this tile, I don't know. So that would be another reason to leave black in the source. But I can make black here if I have to. I don't want to use... Yeah, I'm not going to use sacrifice during the day, pretty much, even if I'm allowed to. It just seems like a bad idea. Oh, I don't know. I guess I could sacrifice white and blue to shoot some little monster in the den or something. Or in the tomb. Kill a dragon. Anyway, this is move 4. I don't want to use more move, but I guess I have to. Right? Like, we're talking about this? This is move 10. Okay, it's a long walk. But I can buy catapults at the keep when I'm done with this. So I think I just want to get moving. That's my move 10. That's the problem with the green city, man. It is a slog to get through. But we've done it now, and we're off. 4, 6, 8, 10. Yep. Oh. I could use this skill, actually. Does that make any sense? Because I could discard a card to get a green token. But I guess that would... Okay. Actually, I should keep the swiftness and play this sideways as... Right. Yeah, so I could discard this to get a green token and get move 10 instead of move 9. But it doesn't make a difference, right? Okay. So that's my turn. A big, big, expensive, clunky move. But that's Mage Knight. Like, moves aren't free like they are in a lot of games. You have to actually invest resources in moving. Don't feel bad when you're doing it. Getting places is important and not free. All right. Let's see. Ah, nope, not quite. Let's power an ambush. Right? Looks like the black went back in the source. I don't have a lot of colored mana right now. I think I'm supposed to take this green instead of the black, so if I need to, I can polarize one of these or this to power a blue card or something. I think this makes sense. So I'm going to move 4. I don't need move 4. I only need move 2 to explore this tile. Okay, that kind of is not my favorite tile. But this one's still available, I guess. And I don't know, maybe we could fight a dragon if we had the right cards somewhere. And then I'll explore this monster den. Or not explore, I'll conquer, hopefully. Yeah. So shooting this guy seems like a pretty cool idea. I probably can find a way to use this, right? Like, I'm gonna need the red mana token. But I guess I can just... Yeah. I was thinking, oh, if I'm gonna use it, I should polarize the black into gold, right? But no, I should just take the red, and then I'll have polarize available if I need it for something else, probably. So ranged fire 6 doesn't kill this guy. But it's close. If I added a little bit more... I think it's probably better to just block him, right? So you're dead. This is ranged 5. And I'm not sure if I should be using my units here or my cards. I'd like to use my cards so that I have my units available for whatever I find on the next tile I explore. But it would be a shame to use the units and have it all go to waste. Or to use the cards and have the units go to waste because I don't find enough combat. But it's a core tile. There will be plenty of combat. So, how do I block this? I mean, you're best at blocking, so that sort of makes sense, right? And so are you. That's already block 7, I think, right? So I just need to play any card sideways as block. Maybe I'm not getting the catapults after all, huh? Catapults are pretty nice, though. Siege, ice, or fire, 5. I mean, combine that with a sacrifice and you can get some real work done. Although, there's only one enemy that isn't resistant to all elements that I can hit with a siege attack, right? So I guess this is what sacrifice is hitting, and then there's not much use for the other catapults? Or for the catapults to have another attack? I think that's true. So I'll play this sideways. That's 8 block. 3, 7, 8, which is enough to block cold fire 4. Then I just need 4 damage, which, I mean, you could do a number of ways. Could just power a rage. Using my skill to make the mana token, that seems reasonable. Probably better than using a unit. I think that's true. So use this to make a red crystal and a red token, which goes here. And that's the fight. None of my guys have resistances I could be abusing, right? Yeah, okay. So you got shot in ranged with an ambushed swiftness. I blocked you with these 2 units plus a threaten, and then I killed you with a rage. Yeah, that all adds up. I should go get my reward now. Before I hit enter and level up. I don't really understand, like, rolls these twice each. I don't know why. Green, white, and gold. Okay. And the gold, you bet your butt I'm taking red. Gold doesn't mean take a gold crystal. There's no such thing as a gold crystal. It means pick whatever color you want. I guess I don't know. Could I, like, look at these color? I don't know. I'm wondering, like, if there's some sequencing error I'm doing that I could get better information. Like, roll all of these to see what colors of mana I'm getting, but before I choose what color I want for the gold, see what artifact I'm getting. Realistically, it's not going to have much influence. Oh, these are not my favorite. I mean, Banner of Fortitude could accomplish a lot, right? I have big chunky units. Being able to assign them damage and just ignore it, that's kind of cool. How does it stack up specifically against the city defenders? I mean, hard to say, really. I'm always a fan of the box. I don't think it's good, but it's enjoyable. It's fun. Yeah, Banner of Fortitude, I'm not a big fan. I'll take the box. So basically you just keep playing this and you get the effects of whatever happens to be on top of this deck. And if you don't like it, you can put it back and try again next turn. But it's pretty slow to go through your deck that way. Because you're like playing a card and then not discarding it, but putting it back in your hands. You're like drawing one fewer until you find something you like. So you'd prefer to avoid that. Okay, end turn and level up, I guess. Well, the Arethia skills look very bad. I don't have any wounds. I need very little move. The Tovak skills look fine. Both of these would be lovely. And I guess Ritual Attack would be fine. But I love Crystal Mastery. Now, Crystal Mastery does not interact with Sacrifice in the way you might hope. The crystals that you turn into tokens with Sacrifice don't count as spent, so you don't get them back. But still, it's a really nice... I mean, it's a way to make use of having a ton of mana and a way to get a ton of mana. But having to take an Arethia skill is so bad. And Ritual Attack seems great right now, to be honest. And then I think I need some block, don't I? Yeah, like ice block would be kind of nice for these guys. Because they're going to be tough to siege down, probably. Unless I could somehow come up with siege fire 16, which seems difficult. Even if I ambush a fully powered Sacrifice, that's only 14. I would need 2 more from somewhere. That would be the only way to take them both out with a single siege attack. I guess the catapults could do it, couldn't they? Yeah, Siege... Yeah. Siege Fire 14, huh? 16, I mean? I bet I could do that. It's hard to imagine I could fail, right? In that case... I still don't know what that really means. Do I need more block or more? If I'm assuming like that I've dealt with these guys somehow, does the cool block, like, it's still fine. Probably better than the attack because the elements of the attack are not the elements of the attack are not useful. It could go either way, but I'll take the block. Nine cards, yes. 6 is my base, 2 for being near a city, 1 for planning. I agree. I gained my site conquest rewards, yes. Still going faster than the dummy, although not by a ton. Let's see. Yeah, so you play the box now. But you don't have to use the revealed artifact until some later time in the turn. So you can peek at what it's going to be. You don't have to like, oh, I want a combat thing. Wait till combat to play this. Play this now. Find out what it's going to be. And then... That's so bad. Is it? I could buy catapults. But I don't want to do that. I don't want to backtrack right now. It costs so much move to go that way and back. So I think that box is sadly going to have to remain unopened for today. Let's polarize a move. Or a stamina, I should say. a black mana into gold as blue for stamina. Explore this, the last tile. Yeah, well, there's the tomb I was saying I didn't want to spend sacrifice on today. I still think that's true. But it is noteworthy that my cool units will not follow me into a tomb. Nobody's stupid enough to go into a tomb. I have enough cool cards that I think I would manage all right in a tomb myself, but it does mean that these units I could have used more effectively. Maybe we can fight this dragon? What do you think? It's a lot of moves to get up here. And I guess it would be what? Powering and improvisation is how I would do it? By grabbing the gold mana with mana pull. I mean, I like fighting dragons in tombs because you get an artifact. But having units to help with this guy would sure be nice, wouldn't it? How much help are they providing, really? They're basically just attack or block 5. Their special effects suck against this enemy. So how good is that? I mean, it's fine. I guess it would be attack 5. And I just have to find enough block or be willing to shrug off the damage. Yeah, I want to make sure I get use out of my units. So I guess we are doing that. I'll mana pull to grab another red. Well, gold. To let me improvise. I don't need this, I think. I mean, I could use my units to block instead, and then Battle Rage finishes them. But I think I can, like, power Determination to block 5, and block also with another one of these guys, use one to attack, and Rage the other. Well, I guess all the stuff Battle Versatility does is just worse than Blood Rage for this specific fight, right? Because I don't need it for block, or for range, or for elements, or for siege. Whereas I might need the ability to pay a wound to add extra damage, right? Okay. Oh, I forgot I have this block. Alright. Anyway, go up here. And then turn. We'll fight him when I have more cards and more mana. Oh, not that many more cards. I only get 7 because I'm starting way up here. Still keeping... Oh, this should be my rightmost card, and this should still be in the deck. Thanks for remembering not to shuffle it away, or not to put it in the discard. But I forgot that I should actually use it. Okay. So let's see what's in the box today. Golden Grail, huh? Well, I could use that, I think. I could just tank the dragon attack. Alright, it's only 12. That would be 3 wounds? Yeah, no problem. Alright, prepare to be fought. So I was saying I could come up with enough block, but since I have a Golden Grail, Like, now seems like the time, right? I'm just going to hit me for 12, which is 3 wounds. And then, I mean, this is the last my units are ever going to do today. Attack, attack, right? I could try to use them to block, but it just is not a good investment. So I'll use this as a grail top side. So an artifact, artifacts to get the strong effect, you can just voluntarily get the strong effect instead of the weak one. But if you do, you throw away the artifact instead of putting it in your discard. So I'll just heal 2, fame +2. So it's actually 3 because the box also gives you an extra fame. Oh, it says put it on the bottom of the deck, huh? Okay. Fine. So it won't matter, of course, but that's on bottom. That's on bottom. And I think these are the only cards I need to use today, or this turn. Dummy's sort of catching up, but it's fine. Except that I want to crystallize something. Crystallize polarized into blue, well, into gold, which I'll use as green? Gotta get that siege. Yep, feeling pretty happy with that. Anything else to do here? Nah. I want to take all this stuff to go fight one more dragon if I can manage it. So I get this turn and one more, huh? Can I pick up the catapults and also fight a dragon in the tomb, or do I have to be a little bit more reasonable? What are my last 2 cards? Sacrifice, huh? I mean, it's hard to imagine having enough move to do both things. But yeah, right. This is my last move card, so I can really only go to one of the 2 places. The keep is quite far away, in fact. I can't even get there reasonably. And it's possible I could draw a dragon that would crunch me into dust. Right? But it doesn't seem likely. So, and getting more fame and a new artifact seems better than like picking up catapults to replace one of these guys. Well, does it though? Because I said, remember I counted like, oh, catapults killing, you know, these 2. I would need catapults to kill them both with my big siege. Right? 12 and 5 would do it. That would be really nice. And I could use a sacrifice today if I went in and fought the dragon. I could spend white and blue, right? Get a decent ranged attack off on them and still have my red and green. But I couldn't also pick up the catapults today. Unless the artifact I got were miraculous. And even then I couldn't do it because I don't have sacrifice until next turn. So, I mean, is fighting the dragon good? It would give me space for another unit, and I could hire someone from the keep tonight before I fight the guards here. And even if it isn't catapults, it'll be something pretty powerful, right? Maybe Alta Mages. You never know. So I think it's worth trying to take out the dragon. So I'm just going to power this to move 4 to here. Oh, wait. I'm on a refugee camp. I could buy catapults here. But my influence is in my deck. I drew stuff in the wrong order. But I could go, if I fought the dragon this turn, which seems insane. Yeah, because I don't have the sacrifice. It's pretty dangerous. But, I mean, I have good cards. I could maybe kill one. I think I want to make sure I have the sacrifice available, though. So, I'm just going to move there. And discard this to make sure that I draw a sacrifice. I mean, sacrifice, do I even want to play it? Yeah, ranged ice 6 seems kind of good, doesn't it? You can't concentrate on that because it's not an action card. Because with ranged ice 6, I could maybe get a ritual attack to, like, finish the guy off. I think it's worth a try. Ah, hang on. I can... Okay, okay. We can do better. Because I have this ability, which I haven't used yet. Discard a wound to gain a red or a black. I'll discard this wound to gain a black, which I'll polarize to treat as gold to march. And now I don't have to discard any of this. I get rid of the wound, effectively quasi-resting while still moving. Now this says you can't do this unless you actually spend the mana. But I'm doing it, right? I'm turning the mana into a different color. So I am allowed to discard this. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, end turn. Wait, why does it let me explore here? Oh, I think you're like allowed to use leftover tiles if the deck is empty. I forget if you have to take countryside or core tiles. Probably countryside. But anyway, we're not doing... Well, why is it illegal to explore here and not here? I don't know the rules for filling in after you've explored all the core tiles. It just, like, never happens for me. And I'm not going to do it today, but I just suddenly had the thought, wait, why is this explorable? We've seen all the tiles. All right, done. Hand size is still just 7, but that's my whole deck, so that's fine. Dummy calls in a round. And straight into the dragon's maw, right? What about mana, though? I guess... I can't make red mana with this because I discarded my wound. Very funny. Sacrifice was the last card, so if I wanted to draw it, that trick last turn was necessary. Well, so... How does the source, like... Once I go underground, it'll be night, and this gold mana will be unusable, except as gold mana, which is fine. Sorry, except as black mana, which is fine. I guess that's fine. I'll use this for... If I want to use sacrifice, I can use this as my black. and this as my red, and I'll be fine. Okay, so I'm not gonna like. I think one thing you can do is like, if I wanted to, I could use this gold mana as like green or something before entering the dungeon. But can I turn it into green and then take it with me into the dungeon to use during the fight as green? I'm less clear on that, but I don't want to do that right now. Okay, fight a dragon, no units. Solo combat versus a dragon. Oh, buddy. You are exactly who I wanted to see. You are going to have a bad day. Okay, I might not even need to sacrifice on this idiot. Because I have Shield Bash, right? Like, Shield Bash just completely blocks you? And then it makes all of my other blocks effectively take away armor? Yeah, I don't have to spend any mana crystals on this. What a moron dragon. This I think is generally the weakest dragon. He has like no relevant resistances. Yeah, the 5, it's like a little tough to block this, but even if you don't, it's just poison. It doesn't do a good job of knocking you out. I think it is a dragon that you are often happy to see. And in this case, he just doesn't stand a chance. So that blocks you. And any excess blocks I play, I can use to reduce his armor. But I guess that's... Oh, can I get away with actually casting Offering today as well to make more mana? That would be really nice. Yes, so it is important to optimize my card usage here, I guess. Because I want to make more blue mana if I can, which means not spending this, and more white and more green. So, like, could I kill him with just these cards? Sort of hard to imagine. I mean, I guess I could. Blood Rage. Oh my god. Blood Rage would do it, right? All by itself if I were just willing to take a wound. But that would cost me red mana. Well, would it though? It wouldn't. That's funny. I like this. Okay, watch this, kids. Oh, I already used this skill. I forgot. Whoops. Okay, don't watch this. Well... No. Oh, I don't need more green mana. Right. So, I'd like to discard a ritual attack with Invocation. Oh, hang on. Of course, I also, before I do that, I just have 3 extra block. So that reduces your armor. You're down to 6 armor, you big idiot. So where am I going to get the red mana to cast Offering without... Okay, so I'm discarding this Invocation to make a green mana. I'm spending the green mana on Concentrate, weirdly. But actually this is... This is funny. Yeah, so... This is attack 6, which is all I need. But I think I want to take the wound on purpose. To produce... Oh no, because then I've used Invocation already. Okay, hang on. I was thinking I wanted to use the discard the wound to Invocation, but that doesn't work because I've used it to... Okay. There's got to be a way to do this, right? So I could just use concentration to make red mana. Does that work? Yeah, maybe that's the way. I think it is. You don't often, in my experience, you hate to use the top half of concentration because the bottom half is so nuts. But in this case, I think I want a red mana token. Because I don't have the green token to spend here conveniently. I want to spend that. This still doesn't make sense, does it? No. Because I need to get a... I need a red for this. Right, that's what this is for. And then I want to discard these 2 cards to it. Which means I really only have these 2 to work with. And I have to come up with attack 6? So I could discard this to invoke, getting green, to power this. What if I invoke this for green mana, and I don't use this blue from the source? The only colors there suck. I don't want the white. But okay, hear me out. Maybe this still is just cool. So now, this leaves me with polarize available? Is that helpful somehow? Yes, because then I could polarize this blue into red. Okay, so I don't have this red. But I've discarded Ritual Attack to invoke a green mana to concentrate on Shield Bash. So now it's blocking for 7. 5 of which we use here, 2 of which we use to reduce his armor to 7. And then 4, right? Now I still need 4 damage. Which I guess means I'm taking a wound. I was trying to find some way that doesn't involve taking a wound, but this'll do it. And then polarize this blue into red to get a red, blue, and white crystal. Okay, I mean, still a pretty good turn. Killed a dragon, getting an artifact from him. Won't get to use it this round, but whatever it is, it'll be nice. And got to use my sacrifice to re-up on mana crystals after emptying out last night. Okay, so my reward in a tomb. Oh, a spell and an artifact. I forgot about that. Okay, I'll take the artifact first, please, to guide my decision about what spell to use. Shield of Proficiency lets you use one of these spells or skills. It's okay, but the more players there are, the better it is, because there's more skills lying around. I'm not dying to have any of this. Shield of the Fallen Kings. Cold Fire block. Yeah, I mean, this is insane. Right? Just completely ignore the Delphana Masters. Yeah, give me the shield, please. And then another useful spell. Possess? I guess. So meditation and time bending do not look very good. Yeah, okay. I mean, charm possess, that does something. It would be nice to find a green spell that's useful to use, but meditation is not it. Because I'm going to be, or a red spell for that matter, right? Because I'm going to be liquidating all my green and red mana again. It is red I want, right? Not blue. Yeah, these guys are resistant to ice. So, yeah, I guess it's charm. Charm possess, not my favorite, but it's fine, I guess. Oh, you are you allowed to top deck? Oh, right-click claims to hand. Has that always been there? I've just never read that text. That's nice. Remind me. You gain a spell. Where am I? I'm looking at Tomb. Gain a spell and an artifact. I know when you're like gaining advanced actions, there's some cases where you're allowed to take the top of the deck. Maybe there are some for spells too. I don't remember. I think you just in general can. Let me go look. All right. I think what I was thinking about is the Green City, which we've seen today. When you're buying actions from the Green City, you can top deck if you don't like what you see. But normally, I don't believe you have that choice. I couldn't find anything supporting the claim that you do for any other kind of offer. So I think I'm limited to the spells that are here. I'll take Charm Possess. Okay, and we're up to a 7-card basic hand size, fully loaded on mana. Should be a walk in the park? Question mark. I have gained my conquest rewards, right? Those were the spell and the artifact. All right, the final night. Here we come. This die got lost. I never know, like, if it actually, when it falls out, if I should count it as getting re-rolled. Like, did it turn red and then fall out or what? So anytime I have to take dice out and put them in, I just re-roll all of them because you never know. I guess in this case I could just re-roll that one. Yeah, I think I should actually just re-roll that one because no matter what this one comes up as, the offer including these two would still be valid. So I'll just assume this one got rolled wrong. Okay, it's black. Mana Search, an easy choice here. I mean, I don't think I need mana, but I don't really need to be fast either. I guess it's worth more. It's worth points to be done before the dummy is. So I'm kind of giving up a few points by not taking from the dusk. But I don't really care that much about points. Who's available in the shop? Fire Golems and Ice Golems. We have the Amatep Gunners and Amatep Freezers. Now it's Fire Golems and Ice Golems, huh? You guys have some interesting resistances. Could be a little bit useful against the Catapults to get the Fire Golems, I guess. So I got my sacrifice. And I dreamed of having access to catapults, but I didn't actually get it. So how exactly am I supposed to kill all these guys? I said, oh, if I don't get catapults, I'll just roll Ultim Mages. How hard could it be? Well, I didn't. And these guys are not very good with what we have to fight, I think. So my sacrifice can deal 12 siege. That's fine. Kills the ultimate mages. But then everybody else... Ah, that's right. I wanted to charm the ultimate mages. So that stops their attack, I guess. Though it might be better to charm the catapult. They do more damage. And I could block the ultimate mages. It doesn't look impossible. Although not with this hand. I mean, I think I have plenty of time. So I'm just going to take the mana search and hope it's helpful. First things first, what's in the box? That's not the box. That's the box. Banner of Fear. Wow. Pretty powerful bottom half on that card. Didn't they need to nerf this? Didn't this used to be better? Like this is the nerfed version? I forget how it worked. But it might have been just like all enemies don't attack this combat. Insane. So, I don't know. It would be nice to reveal that later. But I don't want to go into combat now. I got to get back to the keep. Both for the increased hand size and to be able to pick up one more unit before I head in. So... we're going to polarize some green mana to march and then use swiftness to march more. Oh, I could go here and buy the units there, but no, I want to get back closer to the keep anyway, just to be adjacent to a keep. Okay. Any way I could get rid of this wound? I could invoke it for red or black mana, but I can't spend the red or black mana, so that's illegal. Oh, I'd love to replace these thugs as well, wouldn't I? Get the freezers and get both golems to go with my freezers and gunners. Yeah, I guess this is just the turn. Where did I get a second wound from? I know I took one off this. I guess I forgot. I already had one that I took 2 in some combat and healed 1 or something like that, and then I invoked the wound away. Slow down, dude. Oh, I forgot to mana search that turn as well. Whoops. That is kind of bad. Well, let's roll these 2, I think. Oops, I pushed some button other than rotate than roll. It was red, red, black that was in here, as I recall. So, yeah, I pressed like rotate 90 degrees or something. Okay. Mana search gives me permission to do this. Maybe I should have left the black because I might want double black, actually. I don't know. Where's all my influence, dude? Oh, I should have seen what's in the box before I did that, I guess. Horn of Wrath? Okay. Maybe today's the day. Horn of Wrath is really good. Oh, man. In which case, I don't know if I want to reroll. It was red, red, black. No, that's fine. Horn of fucking Wrath. We gotta get in there, right? That's how I could take out both of these guys. Yeah, okay. The box declares today is the day we attack. My hand is not perfect, but it's good. And I have a card in my hand that I'll never be allowed to have again, the Horn of Wrath. So here we go. Surely I'm powering this with the source. So how much... So one thing I'm never quite clear on is, like, I want to use this ability, right? To make a red crystal. Am I allowed to say I'm turning this crystal into a token, but not spend the token yet? So that I don't waste the crystal that this gives me. I don't think it's going to be an issue, because I don't... Well, I could spend 4 red mana this turn, right? Oh yeah, it does matter, because I need this red token to cast the offering. It's sort of is it? I'm going to see if it's answered easily in the compendium, at least. Clarifications by component. Doesn't even mention mana tokens. Mana, page 5 through 6. Surplus crystals. Unused mana crystals are lost. Oh, really? This is a rule I never realized. I thought you just weren't allowed to have more than 3 crystals of the same color ever. But the compendium is telling me that step 3A of cleanup, this one here, is when... Okay. Unused mana tokens are lost. Yeah, that's... Okay, that's when unused mana tokens are lost. If you somehow gain a mana token after step 3A, how could that ever happen? You get to keep it until next turn. I can't think of anything that would give you a token during cleanup? Or after cleanup? What? Do they have an example of this? They don't. Mana tokens versus crystals. Yeah, people are asking, like, what are these? Yeah, so a mana die represents pure mana. A mana token represents pure mana. A mana crystal can be instantly and freely turned into pure mana anytime during your turn. Yeah. Okay, so I think the compendium makes it clear that you are allowed to do this trick that I want to do. I want to take this red mana crystal and turn it into a token, basically. Or I guess technically into pure mana, but whatever. Then... Okay, but I'm not doing it yet. I just want to know if I can. Because I'm powering an ambush, and I'm just moving in here. And if I haven't learned anything new, so I can always, like, change my mind and just not do this combat if it turns out to be a disaster. But I think now is the time. So... turn this into a token. Spend this to get a crystal and a token. Now I have the red and black tokens necessary to pay for offering. But I don't necessarily want to pay for sacrifice, I mean. I don't necessarily want to do that yet. Because it might be that I want my first played card to be Horn of Wrath? Sort of unclear, because this says, oh, you can I played Mysterious Box. I can use the box. Does that count as playing an attack card? I think it should. Even though I already played the box, I'm now playing the box again as if it were a horn. So this can do 12. I only actually need 9. But I don't have a good way to... Oh, no, it does 14 because of... It could do 14 because of ambush. But that still isn't enough to like kill anything else. And if I try to include the Horn of Wrath damage in the... Oh, and don't forget, this is 2 more. Oh, maybe I can do more. So this is 12 and this is 2. That's 14. Plus I could add 2 more. That's 16, right? That's the magic number, isn't it? I wanted a 9 and a 7, I think. Oh, but it means the Horn of Wrath can't do anything. Oh, you can add... I thought it was only +3 you could add. You can add up to 5? Are you high? This card is so good. Okay. This is another one they nerfed, I think. It used to be like... Siege attack 5, you can add 3, but if you do, take 1 wound, or something like that? I don't know. What? Can I look this up, like... Mage Knight original Horn of Wrath. Nerf? Like, is that a thing? What changed in the updated versions of the old cards? Yeah, this game is over a decade old. The update was in 2012. Yeah. Horn of Wrath. It used to be Siege Attack 6. And then the bottom half said 6 plus 6. So it was 12. Now it's down to 10. Okay. So I can do up to 10 damage with it, which, guess what? Kills this idiot. Oh, these guys are not going to know what hit them. All right. Great. So... Oh, but this is not Fire Siege. Is that enough still? I'm 1 short. Right? Oh, so sad. Because I wanted to do 16 here, but it has to be 16 elemental damage. I have to group it all together, I think. Yeah. These guys are super fortified and can't be sieged. You guys, I could do 12 plus 2 is 14 effective damage. But if I try to add this for 2 more, it's only 1 because you're resistant to the physical attack. And I have 15 siege. I want the scouts back instead of the thugs. Remember I said I should have gotten rid of the... No, that wouldn't be enough. It would need to be 2 more from the scout, not 1. So that still wouldn't do it. Well, that's too bad. Okay, so we're going to kill just you with the offering, which means Horn of Wrath wants to do as much damage to the stuff over here as possible, and it gets the benefit of ambush, plus potentially this. So I could do 14 with that, right? Horn of Wrath is 10, this is 2, plus 2 from ambush. So I could do up to 14 damage. That still only kills 1 guy. Okay. kind of sad to have all this excess damage. And this is the kind of thing, by the way, that you can't actually... I'm going to soon have to commit to something that I can't roll back. Because I'm going to have to choose how much extra damage to add with Horn of Wrath, which means I'll get some wounds. And that's random, right? And it matters, because if I take 7 wounds, I'll be knocked out. So the amount of wounds I take from this influences how well I can play all my other cards. So I really ought to figure out how I'm dealing with everything else before I decide, like, should I add this to the pile of things Horn of Wrath is doing so that I take less wounds from it? I think no, actually. Because I don't have the red mana to power this for free until I've already done Sacrifice, which I can't do until after Horn of Wrath. So I think it's just Horn of Wrath, this one guy. I'll gain an extra fame because I'm using the box. And I'll siege attack 9, which means I have to roll 4 dice. I'm taking 4/3 on average of a damage. Because you take a damage if you hit red or black, which should be 1/3 of the time, right? Yeah. And I get 4 times that. So up to 4, but on average 4/3. 2. All right. A bit above average, but not unreasonable. And that was to kill you. Oh no, I wasn't supposed to roll 4 dice because this is getting ambushed. It was only supposed to be 2 dice. I need 9 damage. I'm adding 2 to the 5. Okay, roll just 2. The extra knowledge about what I got from the roll 4 doesn't matter because the roll 4 never should have happened. So I get 1 wound. Okay. Let's remember, we've taken 1 wound. Meanwhile, you're dead. Now that we've gotten the ambush bonus out of the way, we can fire off the Sacrifice, naming green and red. It still has to be green and red. I need it to be siege, and I need it to be more than 8, so I can't choose blue. Which I want it to be red anyway, but... So that kills you with no excess damage, because I can't... The way you combine attacks in this game is confusing. I'm not confusing. It's just complicated. I'm not going to get into details. I can't use any of this excess damage profitably, or at least I couldn't find any way to do so. So... Making you not attack seems kind of cool, right? But how much damage do I need to clear all this out total? 16 and 7 is 23. Oh, Shield Bash. None of them have swiftness. But this is a block that reduces their armor. Got that as well. I need a lot of blue mana. Okay. Let's polarize one of these reds. Here. Man, I'm not going to have enough red, actually. This can make some more. Okay. So you don't attack. I've taken 1 wound. I plan to take 1 more from this. That's 2. I can afford 4 more and not get knocked out. I mean, this is 2 and this is 1. That's 3. I could already just tank all this if I had to. So let's make sure I have enough damage and then start producing extra block if necessary. Or if I have damage left over, let's try to make some block out of it. So you... I'm going to take the second. Oops. Not 2 wounds, the second wound. That's 9 damage. These guys need... Let's see. You're not dead yet. You're blocked, but you're not dead. So I have 8, 8, and 7. So 14 or 15 would be a nice number. Well, that's attack 5. That would be 14, which is a nice number. Although I guess if I used a red crystal, that would effectively do 1 extra damage, or a red token. The other thing is, I could potentially block this guy with Shield Bash, right? If I spend my 2 blue mana on these 2 cards, then I move 4, reducing his attack to 4. Ice block 2. Now I just need 2 more to stop him doing any damage. And then I guess this is still just 5, which doesn't actually have any block higher than needed. This is just to stop a few wounds, these 2 cards. And 2 mana. I hoped this would be adding some damage, but as written, it does not. Okay, well, let's leave that for later then. I said I wanted to make sure I have enough damage and only then figure out if I can afford blocks. I mean, this red crystal is... or this red token, excuse me, is not doing anything if I don't spend it. I have access to 2 red mana, discarding a wound to invoke, and this one that's just floating. And there's only 2 red mana I could possibly spend, so I might as well spend it here to give me 6 plus 9 damage, which is 15, killing these 2. Now I just need 8 more damage, which should be achievable, I think. Oh, Shield Bash works a lot better against you, doesn't it? I guess I can definitely afford at least this much to reduce the attack from these guys to 1 wound, right? You, I already stopped from attacking. Oh, it gets armor -3? Oh, no, this is illegal. I can't make you not attack because you're ice resistant. Okay. Well, I guess it's you then. So this is not doing anything. Okay, so this is actually 3 wounds then from this guy. But the catapults aren't attacking, and they only have 5 armor. Ah! So maybe I can include them in... No, they're double fortified. I can't seize them down. Okay. But so now you have 5 armor. You have 7. So including these guys in the big Blood Rage plus Gunners for 15 still looks good, right? 9 plus 6 is 15. That's 8 plus 7 is 15. Okay. So I just need to deal with these 2 attacks. You're canceled. You're sieged. This would be 3 wounds, plus the 1, 2 that I've already taken is 5. I could handle that. You could get blocked here, I guess. And then I just need 8 damage for you, which... Oh, wait, don't block him there. Block... Okay, you... Block here. Now that's 5 block, which reduces your armor to 6. And if I... Yeah, blocking this guy is just too hard. If I further reduce your attack here... I'm blocking you for 8? So you lose 5 armor, you only have 3. Which, yeah, so I'll invoke this wound for 1 more red mana to power this. And deal 4 damage, which you only need 3 of. So I believe I've done all the damage here. You guys I took care of a while ago with Siege. You, I shrank... Oh, maybe I haven't done the damage to you. Hang on. I shrank you to 5, but I haven't done 5 damage. That's true. You, I blocked 8... Your kind of total stats are 8 plus 3 is 11. So I blocked 8, reducing you to 3. This did 4. I think there's some way I can include this guy. If I just do more blocks against you. It kind of translates into damage against you because I need less against you. And I can swoop you all together into 1 big attack. So... If I block you for 8... 12? No. 11? Block you for 11... You lose 8 armor, but you can't go down to 0, so you go down to 1. Then your 1 and your 5 means I need 6 damage, which is this for 4, and this for 2. So I block you, you don't attack, but then I group you together in 1 attack. Okay. And I took 1 wound from Horn, 1 wound from this. Those are both already in my hand, except I discarded 1 of them. And then I'm also taking 3 wounds from your attack, which is 5, not enough to knock me out. Combat over. And I still have a card. Not that it's worth much. Oh, and I should note that I used you. Just putting a crystal on is not enough. Because the crystal's about to disappear. Done. End turn and 2 level ups. You love to see it. This didn't get deleted because it was in the wrong place or because it was box. I'm not sure which. My hand size is 9. I need a new skill. Yes, sure. Motivation's good. Doesn't really matter. The game is over. Crystal mastery? I mean, gain a red crystal. Sure. Okay, and then we get one last turn to produce extra... Oh, I drew charm. To produce extra points by doing something cool after the game is over. For example, buying units. We're at the White City. I can buy units here? Yeah. What would be ideal is to get rid of all these wounds. Or fight a dragon, but I can't do that. I could fight a dragon. I could not beat a dragon. As you can see, I'm in rough shape. Yeah, I mean, shopping is the obvious choice here. Oh, I have motivation. You know what? That's true. Sure. Oh yeah, I had this cool artifact. That would have been nice. Okay, that stuff all kind of stinks. So this is influence 4. And I'm playing everything else sideways as 4 more. That's 8. Plus, I believe I have 5 shields. Is that right? Yeah. So that's 13 influence, base of 0. One short of buying 2 units, huh? I should have assigned some wounds to my units, actually. Maybe. Because I could replace them. But I don't know. I didn't actually have a good way to do that, it looks like. Yeah, I don't actually see a way to get any additional influence. So I'll just fire the thugs, I guess. And buy fire golems? I don't need to fire the thugs. I have space for another unit. Alright, that's the game. Have you retreated to a safe space? No, I own this city. Alright. Game over. Have you reviewed your final score? Where is that button? It's around here somewhere. Score. I don't really keep track of, what's a good score, what's a bad score. I don't know. And it depends on the scenario you're playing. Over 200 is decent. I don't know. It's all a mystery. Cool. Well, that was some Mage Knight. I always have fun playing it. It always goes longer than I think it will, but I guess not. I said 3 or at least 3 hours, and it was only 3.5. That's not too bad. And this difficulty, there were several spots where I was like, oh my, basically when I looked at the cities, I was like, how am I ever, there's so much here. And then I looked at my hand and my deck, and I was like, oh yeah, actually this is no problem. Sacrifices, I really love Sacrifice. I don't know if it's like way better than every other spell, or if it just fits better with my style, where I like to get a lot of mana crystals versus, I prioritize those over other things. But it's really good when you prioritize it and build towards it. I was surprised I was able to rebuild my supply of mana crystals completely during day 3. It seemed like after blowing it all on night 2, it might be tough to get it going by night 3, but turns out there's a lot of ways to get mana crystals in this game. For example, monster spawners, right? I don't even remember where all the others came from. Dragon? No. Oh, I found a time to actually cast Offering again. That's true. That helps a lot. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.